Yo, what up guys? Izzy here, back with the last video of the Yveltal team, and also, actually, the last video for Series 10. Next video, of course, will be with Series 11, so I'm pretty hyped for that. Hoping that we enjoy it as much as I at least enjoyed Series 8 when it first came out, so, yeah, we'll be playing a couple of games with Yveltal, and let's just get right into it. Also, question of the day, guys. Who is your favorite Pokemon? Let me know in the comment section below. For me, it's a little bit hard to pick a favorite when I've been playing Pokemon for decades now, but I would say that my absolute favorite Pokemon has to be Jolteon. Since I was a kid, it's been my favorite Pokemon since. So, yeah. Let's just jump right into it. We haven't gotten to Master Balls yet. I haven't been able to play as much this season, unfortunately. Actually, we lost a couple of points there because the last loss that we had on the previous video, spoilers, we lost our last match. But let's go ahead and just jump right into it and yeah, just see if we can get some really good battles here. I've really enjoyed Series 10 a lot, but I miss Dynamax, so I'm glad that it's coming back, especially since we're more than likely not going to be seeing much of it later on, because of the lore behind it, so, once, um, once Diamond and Pearl, not Diamond and Pearl, once Generation 9 comes along, we more than likely will never get to see Dynamax again, so I really think we should enjoy it for as long as we possibly can. I know some people just don't like Dynamax at all. I feel like Dynamax is fine. It is somewhat unbalanced on the singles format, which is probably why I haven't played so much singles this generation compared to previous ones. But I also did get very into VGC this generation, so maybe that's why too. Who knows? But we found an opponent. Let's see what our opponent is going to be bringing against us. All right, so they're bringing another Kyogre team. Keeps getting better and better. But they're using two very off meta picks, which is the Meowstic and the Mienshao. Not very common on these Kyogre teams, but I guess that what we could do is I could lead off with the Yveltal and the Suicune. Or I could also just lead I could lead Yveltal and the Landorus. And let's see. For the last Pokemon, let's see. I could pick the Suicune, obviously. It's good against the Kyogre itself, unless it has Thunder, which I mean it could very well have it. I could bring Amoonguss. Amoonguss isn't terrible here, actually. So actually, we're gonna have Amoonguss in the back. I might have had to lead with the Amoonguss though, but we'll see how this goes. I'm pretty confident in my Yveltal's ability to survive attacks from this Kyogre, so I'm not too worried. But I guess we'll have to see. All right, so okay, so it's the Eliki and the. All right, so it's Eliki and Tornadus. Sorry about that. Let's see. So what we could do here is we could go ahead and it's a bit of a toughie here. We could Sucker Punch the Eleki, but I really don't want to take too much damage. So what I can do is I could just switch out into my Amoonguss. I'm assuming he's not gonna Hurricane the Yveltal. And what I'll do is I'll Earth Power the Eleki slot. If he does Icy Wind, that's not great for us, but at least we'll get this off. I don't think he's gonna... Yeah, he's not gonna Icy Wind. He's just gonna Tailwind up. And Bull Switch goes off. What is he gonna go out into? Is he gonna go out into the Kyogre? Because if the Kyogre comes in, then it's gonna take a an Earth Power, which is not great for it whatsoever. Alright, so it is going to be the Kyogre. So Kyogre's going to take a huge chunk of damage here for no reason. Oh, yeah, that does so much damage. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so what we can do here is I can just go for the Sludge Bomb onto the Kyogre. And I can... Okay, so the thing is... Well, actually, this thing is no longer a big threat, because Water Spout shouldn't be able to KO me. Okay, so... Let's see... I could switch into my Suicune, actually. I think that'll be fine. I'll switch into Suicune. And I'll protect with my, Landers. This way I can go out into Suicune and then I can just Snarl. And then I can just go on to Suicune. Or, not Suicune, Amoonguss with my Landers. So I can get Landers out of here. Okay, so we unfortunately get confused there, but that's fine. What I can do now is I can just go for a Snarl, and I can switch into my I can switch into the Amoonguss this time. He's gonna go for Taunt. That's fine, we're not gonna go for Tailwind anyway, so that's really not gonna do much for us. Or for him, anyway. Ice Beam's gonna go off. That's gonna do a lot of damage. Please don't get confused. Ah, shit. Alright, well that's not great. I'll go for another Snarl, and what I'll do is I'll go for Rage Powder. Sacrifice my Amoonguss here. Just so he doesn't go for Hurricane onto my Suicune. So let's see. Rage Powder goes off. Hurricane goes off. It's going to obviously KO my Amoonguss, but that's fine. I can just go out into my my Yveltal this next turn. He's going to Origin Pulse. That's actually great for us, because he's going to activate our Citrus Berry. So we'll get some nice chunky HP here. And Snarl should be going off here. Please. Oh, thank goodness it did. Alright, that's perfect, because now this Kyogre is no longer that big of a threat, because it is no longer it's just no longer a threat. It's no longer a threat with that -1. Because Yveltal is going to be able to take a hit from this thing very, very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Scald onto you, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and Oblivion Wing the Kyogre. Because even if it does hit me with a Ice Beam, it's not going to do as much. So Hurricane's going to go off. Alright, he's gonna Ice Beam the Yveltal. That's fine, because we're gonna get the HP back. He didn't freeze, so thankfully he didn't fucking freeze. So we're gonna get this Oblivion Wing off. It's gonna KO the Kyogre, and now the Scald should do a decent chunk to the Tornadus. And if it is not invested, then it's more than likely gonna KO. Alright, Scald did a good chunk of damage, and now the rain is off, so that means that no longer is he gonna be able to 100% accurately hit those those hurricanes. So now what I can do is let's see, because I could go for Scald onto, or I could go for Snarl. I could go for a Snarl, and I could just go for a I live whatever hit this thing wants to go for, right? I could go for Sucker Punch onto the Tornadus or the Eliki. Though I really want to get rid of the Eliki, so we'll go for Sucker Punch onto you instead. So he's gonna Tailwind. Thankfully, we didn't Sucker Punch the Tornadus. So Sucker Punch is gonna go off. That does a good chunk of damage. Bull Switch is gonna go off. It's gonna kill the Suicune. Alright. We're relatively fine with that, I believe. Alright, let's see. So he does have the Queenly Majesty here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out into my Landers, and I'm gonna go for the, I don't think Triple Axle is gonna KO. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for a Protect, and I'm gonna go for the Oblivion Wing onto you. So the thing is, if I get this wrong, we lose. Let's think this through for a moment. Because the thing is, we could go for Sludge Bomb and the Oblivion Wing. Okay, let's go for that, actually. Just in case. Just in case. He's gonna taunt. Why did he taunt the Yveltal, though? Okay, so I should have done the read. I should have definitely done the read. Yep, I should have definitely protected. But honestly, I didn't expect my opponent to just straight up go for that. That ought to been play, honestly. Dang it. And I don't know if it would have mattered either. Because, I mean, he lived with his thing now. Judging on that damage, I'm not sure if we're able to KO it, though. I'll try. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But this might be a first L of the day. He does hit the Hurricane. But that does nothing. So we're fine. Triple Axle goes off. Okay, that's gonna do a lot of damage. That's gonna do way too much damage. We're gonna get some HP back, but we'll see. How much do we get back? Shouldn't be a lot. Maybe 50? Oh, a little bit more than I expected. Now the thing is if the Eleki is specs, we win. I don't think this thing has shown to have Protect. So, yeah. It does have Protect. Okay, that's not great. Now, it comes down to, does he hit his Hurricane? He missed. Okay, that's great. Okay, so he could go for another Protect. That's the thing. He could. To avoid getting hit with the Sucker. Do we predict that though? And go for a Oblivion Wing. Let's see. Protect. Show me that protect. Nice. There we fucking go. Hurricane's gonna hit me. Shouldn't do enough damage to me. And Oblivion Wing's gonna go off. Alright, perfect. So, let's see. That does give me enough HP to live another Hurricane from this thing, so I could actually just go for another Oblivion Wing and KO. I could also just go for a Sucker Punch, honestly. Yeah, I'll go for another Sucker Punch, because I'm assuming he's just gonna try and, yeah, he's gonna try to attack me. Nice. So we're able to win that one. That felt a lot more closer than it should have been, honestly. But my opponent did make the right call. Though I don't really agree with his play of going out into the Kyogre or not targeting down the Yveltal instead of, you know, targeting down the Lander, since I did show that I had Protect. I mean, I would have assumed he thought I would go for Protect, but maybe he read into that. I'm not sure. But we'll go ahead and get into the battle. The last battle with this team. And unfortunately, we're not we're not Master Ball. I'll probably grind Master Ball before the end of the month, but it's just that I wasn't able to play that much on this month. Internet issues, been trying to stream and everything. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't followed me yet, you definitely should on Twitch. I do stream weekly. I stream things like Genshin, Warframe, and also Pokemon. Just like in the channel. So, yeah, if you guys like that kind of stuff, definitely follow me. The link is going to be in the description below. And you can also follow me on Twitter just in case you need any information as to when I'll be, or updates rather, of when I'll be going live. Alright, so we're facing off against another Kyogre team. That's fun. To close out the game. But this is a very odd Kyogre team. I'm assuming this is Dry Skin, Helios Skin, Dry Skin, Toxicroak as well. Arcanine looks great here, honestly. It's not a terrible pick. I think that if I'm gonna lead off with any Pokemon, it should be Amoonguss and Yveltal. They're pretty much perfect here. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna lead off with these two goons, and what I'll do is I'll have, let's see, I don't think Suicune's that great. I actually think Stack Attack is really good here, because I could get it out against the Rillaboom maybe. Or maybe that's just a really bad idea, but I feel like it's a good idea, honestly. I think Landorus and Arcanine are the better options, though. Let's see. Actually, Suicune is still really good here, so I think Suicune and Arcanine are great. So we'll go with that. We'll go with that. And let's see where that takes us. I really hope the audio for this is fine. I'm not sure if it's great. My headphones might be tricking me into it's not being it. But it is what it is, you know? That's a bad thing about recording. Like, you don't know until afterwards. Alright, so let's go ahead and... So they lead off with Noivern and Toxicroak, which is not great for us, but it's not terrible. We'll go for this, and I guess what I can do for turn 1 is I can Protect. Because I'm assuming he's going to try and target this thing down. So yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. They might Tailwind. That's also an option. But I'm content with just protecting. So they're going to fake out the Amoonguss. Alright, so they're more than likely going to Hurricane it. No. Oh, actually, they're going to just Tailwind up. Alright. I'm fine with that. So Oblivion Wing goes off. That does a good chunk of damage. That does a good chunk of damage. And what I can do is I can just Sucker Punch next turn, and I can Spore the Noivern. Because I have the Focus Sash, and I can just switch out into my Suicune if he does go out into the Kyogre afterwards. So let's see. Unless he, of course, gets a, if he gets a confusion off that, that won't be great. Unless, of course, this isn't Hurricane Noivern. Which might not be. So he's gonna withdraw. I don't agree with that play, because I could have gone for another Oblivion Wing. But hey, I'll take it. Who does he target down with his Noivern is the question, though. So Sucker Punch was off. It's going to fail, obviously. Super Fang is going to go off onto my Yveltal, actually. Alright. Well, that just means that my thing is intact here. So what I can do is I can just switch out here. And, I could go out to Suicune. I'm down for that play. And I can just... Well, actually, I could down the damage from this this Kyogre. And I can just Spore it. He's gonna Protect. He's doing the right play, honestly. He's making the right plays here. I am going to Snarl, because I'm assuming he's just going to try and switch out or something. And I'll just keep Sporing the Kyogre slot. Let's see if he wakes up with this Noivern, because if he doesn't wake up with this Noivern, we're still fine. So we'll see. Okay, he's going to withdraw the Kyogre, so it's a good thing that we did go for... the Snarl. I just wish we would have gone for I wish we would have gone for the Oblivion Wing. He woke up. He's going for Hurricane. That's gonna bring me down to my Sash. Okay, Snarl's gonna go off. Actually, it didn't bring me down to my Sash. So what I can do this turn next, I can just switch out into my Suicune. Tailwind peters out. I'll go for Oblivion Wing onto the Rillaboom, and I'll switch out into my... I could also switch out into the Arcanine, actually. I really don't want to take too much damage with Arcanine. I also don't want to take too much damage with Suicune. So I'll choose the lesser of evils, and I'll just go out into Arcanine. And we'll see what where that takes us. Hopefully he does fake out the Arcanine and tries to KO the Yveltal instead. Well, actually not the Yveltal. Tries to Tailwind up instead. So Fake Out's gonna go off onto the Yveltal. Okay. Tailwind's gonna go off. That's a fine turn for us, honestly. Not great, but it's not terrible either. We could just still go for another Oblivion Wing, and I'll go for a... I could go for a Protect. Maybe assuming him going for something crazy. I could also Extreme Speed. I'll Extreme Speed the Noivern. So Extreme Speed goes off. That's going to do a good chunk to the Noivern. Super Fang's going to go off onto my Arcanine. That's fine. Rain stopped, so Hurricane is no longer fully 100% accurate. So I'm assuming he's gonna want to switch into his thing. So I'll go for another Extreme Speed regardless. I don't think Rillaboom lives an Oblivion Wing from that range. Unless it's, of course, it's not Assault Vest, so it can't. Because it did go for Protect. So it's not Assault Vest. So it definitely cannot live in Oblivion Wing. So he has to switch it out. I think the extreme speed is going to be enough to take down the Noivern too, so that's great, because it's not going to be able to get a Hurricane off it if it does want to do so. Yeah, nice. Noivern goes down. What is the... He's going to go for Grassy Glide onto my Yveltal. That's not going to kill. And we're going to get a good chunk of damage here, plus we're going to get the HP back, so that's great. Perfect. That's perfect for us, because now we get the HP back, and now the Kyogre. I'm not sure if it revealed to have Protect. I can't remember now. I think it did. I think it did reveal to have Protect. So let's see. So Kyogre comes out, obviously, and what is his other Pokemon? Toxicroak. So here, what I could do is I could switch the Yveltal out into Suicune, but I honestly don't feel like I need to do that, honestly. Unless, of course, it goes for Ice Beam, which in that case, I'll go for it regardless, and I'm going to go ahead and Extreme Speed the Toxicroak. I could have also protected just so that we burned a Fake Out turn, but I didn't feel like we needed to do that. But we might have. It's gonna go for Water Spout. How much is that gonna do? Not nearly enough. Nice. Okay, so Suicune gets its recover off with the thing, and actually Tailwind peters out. None of our Pokemon are faster anyway, so I am just gonna go still go out into the Yveltal here, because we are Assault Vested. I'll go for a Sucker Punch onto the Kyogre, and actually. I'm gonna go for Snarl, and I'm gonna go for a... yeah, I'll have to go for Sucker Punch onto the Kyogre, though. Yeah, I think I just have to. So Sucker Punch goes off, just so I can minimize the damage that the Water Spout is gonna do to my Yveltal. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. So, now we're gonna get the Snarl off. Because definitely Toxicroak is not going to be able to KO the Suicune. Snarl's going to go off. So the Kyogre's damage is going to be even less. That's great for us. And let's see what this Toxicroak wants to do. Rain Punch. Onto the Yveltal. Alright. So I'm assuming here he's going to want to protect with his Kyogre just so he doesn't take damage. I'm assuming that's what he's going to try and do. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and Oblivion Wing the Toxicroak. We'll see. I could have also switched out my Yveltal into my Amoonguss. Yeah. Oblivion Wing is gonna go off, and it's just gonna KO the Toxicroak. And now it's over now. Yeah. Yep, Snarl's gonna go off. It's obviously gonna hit. It's not gonna hit the Kyogre because it protected. But now we're just gonna be able to go ahead and Scald here and go for Dark Pulse, or Oblivion Wing. Just to get HP back. We're actually faster than this Kyogre, so I'm not sure how much investment. This has to be a really bulky Kyogre. Maybe it's like, well, it's not a Selfest, that's for sure. It's gonna go for Thunder. Onto who? Onto the Suicune. Why would you target down the Suicune instead of the Yveltal? That's curious. But yeah, this game is pretty much over. Now we can just Scald and Oblivion Wing, and it should take care of this this Suicune here. Or this Suicune, not this Kyogre here. So yeah, nice. We get rid of the Kyogre and we win the match. So that was looking a little bit bleak there, not gonna lie. I actually thought that we were gonna lose that one, but we did turn out to have the upper hand at the very end, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. We got 2 dubskis, so great way to actually close out this team in the channel. I'm glad that we actually got to battle some decent matchups. Actually, these were really good matchups. Let's take a look at the opponent's team actually. So it's Mystic Water, and it's actually a very bulky variant of Kyogre, so that's very odd. We don't usually get to see very bulky Kyogres like this, so very interesting. He was running Scald, Water Spout, and Thunder, so that's very, very interesting, definitely. So he was running Miracle Seed. So okay, that's not very common either. It's also not very common to see Protect on Rillaboom because you usually see like a Solfist and such. But I mean, if it works, it works, right? I was actually hoping to see the Heliolisk though. We really don't get to see a lot of Heliolisk at all. So, and this would have probably done a good sizable amount of damage into my team because I only had Landers and I didn't even bring it this team. So yeah. Toxicroak was what? A Solfest. Oh, okay, so the Toxicroak was the Solfest Pokemon. Well, that's definitely why it lived that, it's definitely why it lived that Oblivion Wing. So that's interesting. And we have Life Orb Landers T, which is not very common either. And a Focus Sash Noivern. A support Noivern, to be exact. Which is really cool, actually. I've never seen a support Noivern, and it was actually pretty good against my team. Bar maybe, you know, having to rely on Hurricane to hit, but Super Fang and Tailwind are great moves on it. It reminds me of Crobat back in the day. You know, Tailwind, Brave Bird. Really good Pokemon. But yep, that's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and yeah, and if you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more. Oh, actually, I accidentally got another battle, but I'm not gonna do this on stream. I hope you guys have a fantastic, great rest of your day, and yeah, take care and have yourself a great day. Later.